As a writer, you search for stories that resonate, that move you, that reveal something essential about the human condition. Dan Bryan's story caught my attention. Here was a grieving father who had lost his 16-year-old son, Ethan, and was finding his way forward with the help of the sport that had once given Ethan so much life. Dan's story is about love and loss and healing through baseball, something I knew a bit about. Every day this year, Dan has put on the glove and held the ball that he recovered from the site of the traffic accident that had taken Ethan from him.
Appreciate you coming out.
Oh, no problem.
Good seeing you.
You too.
And every day, he plays a game of catch with a friend, a relative, or even a stranger.
So what do you miss about E not being around?
Really, everything.
Yeah?
When Dan plays catch, he finds the courage to open up to people.
And they open up to him.
Dan's journey has been well documented. I didn't want to simply repeat what had already been reported on him. I wanted to tell his story differently. I wanted to get to know Dan and Ethan on a deeper level, to understand the cathartic grace of these games of catch, and maybe get to experience it myself.
It's amazing how quickly our kids, their individual personalities shine through at a very young age. So what can you tell me about Ethan? Just what did you start to see in him as he developed?
Very outgoing.
Yeah.
Very outgoing kid. Had an awesome personality. When you see him smile, it improves you. It brings you up. Keep going.
Ow.
Let's talk about baseball. He was a Cardinals fan, obviously.
Oh, yeah. Being a left-handed hitter, he kind of attached to Carpenter when he was in St. Louis. But also, you know, he liked Molina and Pujols. Just recent, before he passed, you know, we were there at a game together.
Did he talk about his dreams, his goals, his baseball dreams?
I mean, I talked to him about the future. I mean, I have a dream to go pro, and I'm sure he did too. And it would have been cool to see how far we both could have gone.
His last season that he played, he was absolutely on fire. They just could not get him out. Didn't matter where the ball was pitched. He was hitting in a gap somewhere.
We were just getting a look at what his potential was, and then he was gone.
What do you remember about the day you lost Ethan?
If I can, I'll rewind that a little bit to the day before. It was September 15th, and he had a great game. And he went to his mom's house that night. And I remember I texted him a couple times, congratulating him on his game. And told him that his hard work is paying off, and it's being seen. And I was like, all right, bud, well, hey, I love you. And, you know, he said, I love you, thanks. That was our last conversation.
Ethan had just turned 16, had just received his driver's license. For a teenager, that means a new freedom. For a parent, that means a new fear. Dan's worst nightmare was realized on September 16th, 2020, when Ethan got into a fatal car accident.
I drove right up to the scene, and I remember throwing the truck in park, and they covered his body with a sheet.
For more than a year after Ethan's death, Dan was sad, angry, and insulated. Then he picked up a book sent to him by an author who, in a cosmic coincidence, bears the name Ethan Bryan. A Year of Playing Catch by Ethan D. Bryan documented the author's journey of interpersonal transformation. Dan read the book around the holidays in 2021 and decided to devote 2022 to his own daily games of catch.
because baseball was so important in his life and it was such a connective tissue for you and him, what do you think Ethan would have thought of this project?
He would have thought it's a pretty interesting way to connect people.
I've played catch with Dan a couple times, and it really is healing. I get to talk about Ethan and remember the super cool kid that he was.
He pitched really well that last game.
Yeah, really did. It's fun to watch, wasn't it?
Definitely. Maybe a little jealousy.
Yeah.
You know, people are saying, you know, whatever I need to do, if I need to come to you, I'm going to make it happen. I just want to be a part of this.
Thanks. Good seeing you.
You too.
All right, we'll see you later. Be careful.
See you. Thank you.
Well, Dan, I think my last question is, do you want to play catch?
I've been waiting for it. Let's do it.
Before I made this trip to Missouri, I knew so much about Dan's story, but I didn't really know the man.
Haven't done this in quite a while.
Really? How long has it been?
Years.
In the time we spent together at his home, he graciously opened up to me. And I decided to tell him a story of my own.
So Dan, I want to tell you something. It was August 10th, 2016. My wife was 20 weeks pregnant. Doctor goes to do the ultrasound and there's no sound, you know? And he keeps checking and it's nothing. I can still hear that silence, you know? And so we knew what that meant, and, you know, she's far enough along and we had to deliver the baby, and we buried him. We were just a few days away, actually, from the appointment where you find out the sex. And so we found out he was a little boy. And we gave him a name. We named him James, which is my middle name. So I felt like that was a way to kind of
Awesome.
carry him with me, you know?
Yeah.
But I've been thinking a lot about your story and the healing power of baseball, and it can be a powerful thing. I know that firsthand because that was in August, and in October, you know, we live in Cleveland, and Cleveland went on this great run in the playoffs unexpectedly. It was just this overarching feeling of someone really giving us something when we needed it. This tiny hand kind of wrapped around our world is the best way I could think to describe it. And they made it to Game 7, and Rajay Davis ties it. I'm there covering the game, and my first thought is not, you know, to rewrite my story that I'd been working on or anything like that. My first thought was, wow, James, you know? Thank you, man.
Sure.
That was really cool.
Wow.
So I can't claim to fully understand everything you're going through, because I never knew James, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't have, you know, these things I can hold that he held. But I know what it's like to be just that love of a father.
I want to thank you, you know, for sharing that. You know, I know it's tough. I mean, you're ripping your heart open, and you're letting everybody see it.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Great.
I enjoyed that.
Me too.
When the St. Louis Cardinals heard about Dan's story, they wanted to arrange a day for him to throw out a ceremonial first pitch before a home game. So this is the place.
Yeah.
Nice view, huh?
It's beautiful. I love it. I've never seen it from this angle, though.
It took a few weeks to find a day when schedules aligned. But in another cosmic coincidence, the date pitched to Dan was June 24th. Unbeknownst to the team and the producers involved, that date would have been Ethan's 18th birthday. And little did Dan know that one of Ethan's favorite players would also be involved.
Oh, hey guys.
Wow.
Pleasure to meet you.
Good. It's good to meet you. Thank
Sorry
you.
for your loss and
Yeah.
inspired by the life that you're touching. Unfortunately, you know, how to be like this, but it's pretty amazing what you're doing and inspire all the life around. So
I tell you what, Ethan would be in awe right now.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you're here with me. It means a lot.
Awesome. You want to play some catch then?
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
I thought I was a big guy. No, you're a big guy.
That's a pretty good form that you have in there.
It should be after all these catches. What's your first memory of baseball as a young boy?
Well, I was like about 5 or 6 years old, following my dad around. He used to play softball, so I used to take his glove, and he used to give me, you know, like between games, he used to give me ground balls and play catch with him too. So, yeah, really young. Start really young.
Hey, I got something for you.
Yeah.
I've had mine on ever since Ethan passed away. It's a bracelet that his classmates put together for everybody.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for letting me be part of it.
Yeah.
It's an honor, blessing.
Yeah,
So
thank you.
appreciate it.
You good for another hug, my friend?
Yeah, buddy. Of course.
Thank you,
Bless
sir.
buddy.
Appreciate
Yeah. Thank you. Enjoy the game tonight.
I will.
And don't bounce the ball if you throw in the first pitch. I think you have plenty warm-up by now.
Yeah. And no pressure, right?
Yeah, no pressure.
When I first heard Dan's story, I thought about why a game of catch can be so comforting. I think it's because when you throw the ball to your catch partner, you are releasing something that you know will be received and then sent back to you safely. It's not always like that in the real world, as Dan knows too well. But it's inspiring to see that, in these games of catch, Dan has found the comfort he needed after Ethan's death. He'll never get to hold his son again. But when he holds that ball, he holds a piece of Ethan. And when he lets it go, when he puts his heart out there, he knows someone will be there to catch it.